Alright guys, welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a question that I always get every single day, and that is sell right now or wait. So in today's video I'm going to tell you why to sell now and 3 mistakes to avoid. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Raymond and I am a real estate broker here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I work with people just like yourself that are looking to sell your property here in Georgia. We get it listed, we get it sold for you. And also I work with buyers that are looking to relocate to the Atlanta metropolitan area. So definitely all of my contact information will be in the description below. So if you want to get in touch with me, definitely do that down below. Okay, so let's get into the video today. I have a different scenery today. I'm sitting outside on my back patio. I thought it was good with the sun. It's maybe counterproductive, but I am definitely shining on this camera. But let's get into the video. I do have my neighbors outside working out, and they are doing a crazy job out there running in their yard. So if you hear some yelling and screaming, I'm sorry about that. I apologize in advance, but I am going to do this video right here, right now. Let's get into it. Okay, so the number one reason why you should sell right now, and that answer is simple: get your profit now before it goes away. So let's talk about the reasons as to the Fed increasing the rate. The whole reason for the Fed increasing the rate is to slow inflation. Right now, real estate is in an inflated market. So prices are inflated and things are very, very costly right now compared to where they were a few years ago. So the Fed, the whole purpose of raising interest rates, okay, is to slow the rate of inflation, to get inflation down. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen in the next few years when that inflation, all of these rate changes and increases, is actually going to do what it was supposed to do, which is slow the market down? So if you are trying to realize profits today, if you have a property that you can stand to make 6 figures or more on that property, right now is the time to sell that property. Okay, and I just told you the main reason. Again, it is because the Fed rates are increasing. The whole goal of that increase is to slow rate of inflation, which is to make prices go down. When prices go down, your equity goes down with it, okay? If you want to realize that profit right now, you need to sell right now. That is the only way around it. That is the only assurance that you will get everything that you are due with current markets right now. So let's move on to number 2 reason why you should definitely sell right now. The number 2 reason is if you are cashing out on a investment property. So if you purchase that property at the low market when prices were relatively lower than they are now, then you stand a chance to actually sell that property on a higher price point. More than likely, if you are an investor and you're watching this video by chance, then likely you've already sold your property. I would hope. If you are one of those investors though that are just was on the fence and trying to gauge what you should do with that investment, hear it from me. Take this video as a solace, as a reason to go ahead and move forward with the sale of that property, because the whole purpose of investing in real estate, okay, just depending on your strategy, I will take that back of the whole purpose. One of the strategies of investing in real estate is to buy and hold, right? And the purpose of buying and hold in most cases is to allow appreciation, right? Or some people can look at it as a retirement investment, right? That is going to be the thing that pays you throughout your retirement. If that is not it, if you were simply buying a real estate property for the hopes of making more money than you actually paid for it, now is the time to do that. If you still have that property and you want to realize your profit, then you need to sell it now. If you do not, I guarantee you that you will make less if you wait longer, okay? That's just the fact of where we are right now. As I said in the previous reason, number 1, Fed is increasing that rate. It's going to reduce the buying power for those buyers, which will ultimately force those sellers to start to reduce those prices in order to get those homes sold. That's the whole purpose of everything that's going on, okay? So if you're a real estate investor, put that house up for sale, realize that profit while you still have it actually obtainable. All right. The third reason why you should sell right now is as follows. If you need a larger home for your family, all right? If you're staying right now, if you're still living in the first home that you bought, your entry-level property, then now is a great time to potentially sell that property and get a bigger home. Now, I am not lost on what's happening in the real estate market. I work with sellers and buyers every single day. I am writing 4 to 5 deals a day. So trust me, I know everything that's going on in the market. I know what it looks like from the outside looking in. However, with me being a real estate broker, I know that homes are being sold every day. Over 10,000 properties here in Georgia sold in the month of March. All right, 10,000 sold in the month of March. And that's with the agent, right? That was actually on market. A actual real estate agent company was involved. Now, there are thousands of homes or hundreds of homes that are probably sold without any type of agent representation. So that 10,000 number is not the totality for the month of March as it relates to properties being sold, and that's just residential as well. So I bring up the 10,000 number to show you that it is definitely obtainable for you to still be able to buy a home. All right, contrary to what you see on the news, contrary to what your friends say, you can still go out here and buy a home and actually do pretty good at it. So if you are still in your entry-level home or townhome and you're like, hey, I really do want more space, I don't know how to go about it, but I know I want more space and I know I can make money off of this home that I have, you need to take that thought and you need to move on that action. All right, because now is the time for you to be able to realize as much money as you can out of that entry-level home. This year alone, I've helped countless of people just like you sell their entry-level home and move up to their next, I call it the step up, right? So it's just stepping up, stair-stepping your real estate investing or your real estate portfolio. So if you are in that situation, I definitely suggest that you take this video as well as a notice to go ahead and make that move. Because if you don't, then that money that you could have realized will be definitely probably starting to shrink over the next 6 to 9 months. That's the whole goal. Okay, so do it now. Another perk about you, if you're kind of in your entry-level home and you stand to make a good profit, right now is a really good, delicate time for you, because here's why. Number one, when you sell your home, you're going to have monies in the bank, right? A lot of people right now, a lot of sellers or homeowners, current homeowners that are entertaining the thought of selling, their biggest stumbling block right now, their biggest obstacle is going to be the realization if you bought a house with a lower interest rate. So say, for instance, you're in a 3% interest rate right now, maybe 3.5, maybe even 4. And you're seeing the interest rates right now at 6%, right? That is alarming, and it should be, all right? But you're in a unique situation because you have money, okay? You have money to do different things like buy down your rate or even put more towards the principal balance so that your overall loan amount is less. The less amount you owe in your mortgage, the less amount of interest that you're going to pay on that money, okay? And so therefore you can actually get your mortgage rate or your mortgage payment where you want it to be. So being in an entry-level home right now and having the opportunity to make profit, you're in a good situation. You're definitely in a better situation than a first-time home buyer coming into this housing market right now with interest rates at 6%. And they just have just enough for their down payment, right? So again, if you're at that entry-level home, still in that entry-level home, and you can make $80, $90, $100,000 profit on that house, you have an opportunity to not allow the interest rates to stop you from being overall successful. All right. So now let's get into some of the mistakes that you can make right now in 2022. If you're thinking about selling your home, what are some of the mistakes that you can make right now in 2022? Let's get into it. The first mistake you can make is do not sell your home. Do not even think about putting your home on the market before you know your buying power. I know that sounds very simple, and I know it sounds like that is what most people will do, but I'm here to tell you that that is not what happened. happens a lot of the times. A lot of the times people hurry up and put their home on the market, and then they work backwards. They try to go and do their mortgage, and then they find out that they cannot afford what they thought they could, what they needed to be able to afford in order for the whole purchase to make sense, the whole sale to make sense. So definitely know your buying power first. If you're working with any real estate agent or broker that has any common sense, they would definitely advise you to do that first. But if you're not, because I really do believe that not all real estate agents are made the same. Not all of us have the same education level. Not all of us have the same experience, and not all of us have sold the same amount of homes. So it all depends on the exposure and experience and knowledge. So take this video and make sure, if you do not hire me in Georgia, that you make sure you understand what your buying power is before you contact that listing agent. Or if you do contact that listing agent, let them know your strategy. Hey, I'm thinking about selling my home, but I need to know what my buying power is, and they should be able to get you in touch with some referrals when it comes to the mortgage lending side of things. Okay, so know your power. That's mistake number one that a lot of sellers make, and they go and they sell their home, and then they're working backwards, and then they're disappointed. Okay, so don't be that seller. Last caveat about knowing your buying power. Number one, that listing agent that you hire will definitely get you to a referral. Hopefully, if you don't have your own mortgage company that you want to use, they'll get you with a referral. You'll access your buying power. And then you need to sit down with that listing agent and work up a strategy of your strengths and your weaknesses in this whole totality, right? Basically, your strengths would be, how much money do you stand to make from this deal, right? And how much of that money are you willing to put forth in your new home? And your weaknesses would be, what are the opportunity costs in doing this? What are you going to lose? What are you going to have to, concessions you're going to have to make? Understand those before you even do anything. So knowing your buying power is super important, as well as understanding your strengths and your weaknesses before you set out to sell your home. So let's talk about number two, the second mistake that most sellers make that you definitely need to avoid. Let's get into it. Don't be afraid of being a buyer in 2022. That's mistake number two. Most sellers become afraid of becoming a buyer in 2022 because they've listened to their grandma, their mother, their father, their cousin, their sister, their brother, their coworker, and everybody's telling them, hey, you need to run, not walk away from this real estate market. Don't you do anything right now in this market. And the fact of the matter is, there will always be ups and downs in real estate. There's always ups and downs in life. So if you're waiting, if you're the type of person that believe in waiting for the perfect moment, likely when you look back, hindsight is always 20/20 when you're growing. Normally, when you look back in hindsight, you realize, man, I probably shouldn't have made that decision. Or man, I probably could have made the best out of where that in that time frame was, right? Or made the best of that situation. This current real estate market is exactly that. You have to know how to make the best of this situation right now if this is something that you need to accomplish. If you need a bigger home, you have to make the best of this. If you want your profit, you got to make the best of it, right? So number two is, don't be afraid of being a buyer. That's just as simple. Now, let me tell you some of the reasons why, or some of the hesitations that most sellers have when it comes to the fear of becoming a buyer in 2022. So number one, the reason why most people right now are telling individuals to run and not walk away from this real estate market is because the perception is you will see a home that you love and not be able to buy it because someone else will come and buy it up under you or give a better offer than you. So that's number one. Number two is, why would I let go of a sure thing with the hopes of a possible thing, right? I know I have a home. I'm a homeowner right now. I know I have a home. It may not be the home that I want. It may not be the size that I need, but I have a home. Why, Raymond, would I uproot myself for that? Okay. Hopefully the other three reasons at the front gave you that answer. But here's another thing to consider. As I said, 10,000 homes sold on the market in 2022, March of 2022. So that lets you know that homes are being sold every single day. The next part of that decision-making process of breaking that comfort is being able to find an agent that can understand what your objectives are. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to go out and find an agent like myself or someone else who's like-minded that can really understand who has won in 2022, that have sold multiple houses in the midst of this competitive market. So that will alleviate a lot of your pressure, because one conversation with you, I can assess and I can tell you my recommendation as to if you should sell or if you should not. If you call me and you say, hey, dude, you know, I want to sell my house, but I'm only going to have $20,000 to play with after I sell it, I'm probably going to be like, hey, now what are your wants and needs? All right, what are your expectations? If you're in a condo and you're just looking for maybe a townhome with a garage, or you're in a townhome with a garage and maybe you just want a smaller single family, it just has to make sense. And that is one of the things that your agent will help you realize and understand if your expectations are in alignment. Okay, so don't be afraid of becoming a buyer if you have the right agent and the right understanding with the right planning. It will work out. So don't allow that mistake to just stop you and paralyze you. If you really feel that you want to make something happen when it comes to selling your home and buying another one, putting the money in the bank, and whatever your case may be. All right. So now the third mistake that most sellers make that keep them from being successful right now in 2022, let me tell you, procrastination. Procrastination. Hoping that things will align perfectly and everything will just work out. You know, I'm going to wake up and then everything is going to be exactly where I want it. Interest rates are going to be exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to do it. Well, likely you're going to miss the boat. More than likely you're going to miss the boat. Those who procrastinate really seldom achieve anything, because that procrastination almost paralyzes them in their thoughts and in their ability to make and move and make a decision. So yeah, that's number 3. Don't become a procrastinator in this market. Don't become a procrastinator when you're looking to sell your home. Be all in, have a plan, and execute that plan. All right. Don't allow procrastination to stop you. I hope this gave you some insight as to why you should sell now and 3 mistakes to avoid in this seller's market. I think that this is an incredible time to be successful if you are an owner of real estate. But you got to know how to do it. And especially with the feds raising the interest rates, I mean, things are going to become so questionable that you really have to have an agent that is smart and that thinks on their feet, that understands how to move you through all of those ever-changing aspects. Okay. When you're sick, you go to the doctor. When you want to sell your home, you call a realtor. That's just how it works. That's how it should work. Right. But some people in the world, when they're sick, they go to Google and they pre-diagnose themselves and they wind up with all kind of illnesses. So don't do that. Don't do that on the real estate side, where you don't do things in order and then it comes back to bite you. All right. So again, if you are looking to sell your home here in Atlanta, Georgia, or the Atlanta metropolitan area, feel free to reach out to me. In the state of Georgia as well, we have resources. I have resources to assist you all over this entire state of Georgia. So all of my contact information will be in the description below. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help the channel grow. We are growing so much here, and I thank each and every subscriber that have hit that subscribe button thus far. Almost 2,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm hoping the whole goal for this is obviously to educate you, to make sure that you have some insight before you make a real estate decision. I can't help every single person on this channel. I know some of you guys have your own agents already, but if you do not have your own agent, if you want to give me a shot, I'm an easygoing person, easygoing to talk to. If you've ever talked to me, comment down in the comments and let people know what the energy was like working with me or talking with me or whatever. Drop some comments below. I've helped countless of folks on this channel already, and a lot of people are surprised when they call me and I answer. It's like, yeah, this is what I do. But thank y'all for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. More videos will come this week. This is going to be a good week for the channel. We're going to be knocking out 3 videos this week. We're going to be heading out to Griffin, Georgia, so definitely stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button because we're going to keep this channel growing and keep it exciting and hopefully keep it informative for you as you're moving through these real estate streets. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.